Hey everyone, welcome to the Pre-Cert Teleconference. We're just so happy that you're here with us. We're Jared and Amber Smithson, Presidential Directors with Take Shape for Life, and we're certified health coaches. We've been doing this for almost 6 years now, and we absolutely love it. Our certification is through the McDonald Center for Obesity Prevention Education, which is through Villanova School of Nursing. And, you know, between us, we've actually lost about 90 pounds. And, you know, we have just a passion for health and wellness.
Yeah, you know, we feel ourselves lucky and blessed to have found Take Shape for Life 6 years ago. Amber's mom actually introduced us to Take Shape for Life. She'd been coaching for about a year, and it's been such a blessing to us. The fact that our program is actually a medically studied program at Johns Hopkins for over 30 years. Our education that our clients can learn is backed by Villanova, as Amber mentioned. And each of our clients gets a free health coach who really cares about them personally and wants to help them accomplish what they want and not necessarily what we envision for that person, but it's really about each one of our clients.
So this is a pre-certification prep course. So basically, this is not just attending this, you're not going to be certified. We want to make sure everyone knows that. But it's a great way to just really try us on for size, you know, to see if health coaching is something that you'd be interested in. But not only that, we're going to be going over obesity prevention, education, things from Discover Your Optimal Health. So you'll see that. That's the book right over there, Discover Your Optimal Health from Dr. Wayne Scott Anderson. And we really encourage everyone to go ahead and get a copy of this book, whether you find it at your local library or buy it on Kindle or on Amazon or get it through your coach. And we're going to be going through the chapters of this book at the beginning of each call. This is a 4-week series, over 5 weeks because we're taking Thanksgiving off. But so that's going to be the first half of the call. The second half is always going to be some sort of business building skill. And this can be applied to if you become a coach or really to any other home-based business or just regular business that you belong to.
Yeah, so Amber mentioned the 2 parts of our call today. The first half today, we're going to talk about the first 2 chapters of Discover Your Optimal Health. And then in the second part, we're actually going to talk about the opportunity and value of health coaching. But our first before we get really into the first 2 chapters, we thought a great way to start off today's call was actually to invite on one of the clients of the program. Wendy Hendry is also a health coach now. She brought it into her Sweaty Chicks franchise, and now she's doing a lot more than her Sweaty Chicks. But share her experience in the program and how it's blessed her life. So, Wendy, are you unmuted and can you talk?
I think so. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, I was having problems with my phone. I got to turn it off. It wouldn't let me unmute, so I'm on Ron's iPad. Just turn it off. I always have a hard time when people ask me to tell my story because there's really no words to describe what this program has done for me. I have had weight problems since I was in 8th grade. That's when I can remember. And I don't ever remember a time during the last 35 years that I haven't had a weight problem. Hold on. You got to turn that on. Sorry, we got 2 going, so feedback. And so for 35 years, I struggled not only with weight, but with binge eating, which affected me mentally and emotionally. I missed a lot of things in my life. I missed a lot of my family's events, family dinners, family parties. I would avoid them because I knew that I was either feeling too fat to go or they would trigger a binge. And so I found this program 2 years ago. And I was super skeptical. I own a fitness business, and I was a fitness instructor, and I was really skeptical, but I told my neighbor, who was my coach, that I would give it a week. And by the time I had been on the program for 4 or 5 days, I knew it was a game changer. I had never felt that good before. And I got down to a healthy weight, to 125 pounds, and I've stayed there ever since. It's been 2 years, and it's only gotten better with time. Not only has it helped me physically, but it's helped me mentally. I don't binge anymore. I've learned how to deal with emotional eating. I've learned how to eat right. I thought I knew everything. I was a microbiologist before my gym stuff. I graduated from BYU, and I was pretty prideful when I started, but I quickly learned how much I didn't know that I didn't know. And it's been a great 2-year journey. I've loved every minute of it, and I can't wait for the next 50 years.
Awesome, Wendy. Thank you so much for sharing that. I'm going to go ahead and mute you. Great. So, you know, we live in an obesogenic world. I'm going to go to the next slide here too. And basically, people are more likely to be predisposed to becoming excessively fat all around us. You know, we find nutritionally polluted, processed food. It's energy dense, it's full of calories, but it's nutritionally sparse, right? There's not that much nutrition in there. And it's not just junk food. You know, we're surrounded by toxins, radiation, air pollution. I mean, did you ever think that we'd actually have warnings to not even go outside some days?
Yeah, you know, Amber mentioned Globesity. Here's just a couple funny pictures on here I found recently. IHOP in the month of October, all you could eat pancakes the entire month. Like, really? I mean, that's a lot of carbohydrates if you're going out for pancakes every day. The average hamburger went up almost by 3 times in the last 50, 60 years. And that's it's just a world that is changing and that we're being forced to live in. But being a global problem, the U.S. leads the world in overweight and obesity. Over 2/3 of Americans are overweight, and 1/3 of those people are obese. Within the next about 20 years, actually by 2030, they say that 70%, based on numbers escalating right now, 70% will be obese and up to 90% will be overweight. You know, we talk about, a lot of people hear about metabolic syndrome. Metabolic syndrome is anybody who has at least 3 of these things: escalated blood pressure, escalated blood sugar. For women, a waistline of 35 or more. For men, 40 or more. Actually, those numbers, they've actually raised those numbers. A couple of years ago, it was 32 for women and 38 for men. So they're even pushing the envelope there. Good cholesterol numbers being too low, triglycerides being too high. So if you find yourself with 3 of those things, which I found myself with 3 of those things 6 years ago, and I didn't even know that I had metabolic syndrome. My doctor just gave me a sheet and stuff, and I'm like, oh wow, I've got metabolic syndrome. And I had a whole lot of other problems too. But you know, a lot of people think of themselves as healthy, or we've even heard the term healthy fat. Oh, I'm healthy fat. I'm just big boned or whatever. But really, is health just not being sick? Dr. Anderson actually refers to this as being non-sick. That up to 95% of Americans are just living a non-sick lifestyle. So do you want to live this non-sick lifestyle just because you don't have any symptoms yet? Or do you actually want to create optimal health in your life? Just because you haven't been diagnosed with something like heart disease or diabetes doesn't mean that you're necessarily healthy. So what does healthy mean? And what kind of health do you really want?
Yeah, and you know, I always think of, what does our medical system really do for this? Well, our medical system, it's a sick care system, you know, not a health care system, like we say. And, you know, they're trained to react to disease. Oh, you have high blood pressure? Let's slap some drugs on that. You know, oh, you have high blood sugar? I got a drug for that too. And the way that they make their money, honestly, is reacting to disease. So it makes sense that that's how it is. Now, honestly, don't get me wrong. We have the best medical delivery system in the world. You know, we have great doctors, and if you're in a car accident, hallelujah. You know, if you need a heart surgery, you live in the best country in the world for that. Be grateful. People travel to America to get those types of things done. You know, royalty and famous people, and they come all over the world. But if you want to create thriving health in your life, then, you know, honestly, our medical delivery system, it doesn't really have the answers. But the good news is that the human body is so resilient. Even if you've been beating it up for years and years, you can make changes now and your body will begin to respond. So the mission of Take Shape for Life is to really help Americans in discovering and creating optimal health in their life. So we want to move from this reactionary sick thing, you know, oh, we got to react. Oh, you're sick, here's your pills. Reactionary sick care model to really a model of actively involved in the individual creating health and taking 100% responsibility for your life. You know, we want to help you create a protective layer around yourself against the world of nutritional and environmental pollution. So honestly, daily choices and daily habits, they become you.
You know, an example of this is we've got a good friend, a health coach colleague of ours, that he used to be a pharmaceutical rep. And some of these statin drugs that are shown here on this slide, he was a rep of some of these drugs. And he went to one of his training meetings and found that although they were lowering cholesterol, he specialized in cholesterol meds, although they were lowering cholesterol numbers, there was no reduction in heart disease reduction. So they were basically a fabricated drop in those numbers. So versus what Wendy shared in her story about having that support system, the positive mindset, learning the ways to deal with emotional eating. And we do so much more than just giving someone a food plan, although that is part of it, and telling them to go to the gym. Because that's what doctors do. They don't know what to do other than eat better and exercise, right? Although we appreciate their medical expertise when it does come to those things like accidents and stuff. So we focus on prevention, not prescriptions, a holistic approach to health. No better way to talk about health coaching than to bring on a great couple, friend of ours, Tiari and Spencer Walker, who have changed their own health, but also moved on to pay it forward to other people. So are you guys on?
We're on.
Awesome.
Thank you for inviting us. Honestly, this program has done so much for us in so many ways. We actually got healthy with this program and together lost over 40 pounds and have maintained our weight loss, but also we just feel like we've been able to get healthier and healthier as the days go on. But the thing that's most exciting is the fact that we are now health coaches. And I started health coaching to really just give me something to do. I always laughed and joked. Spencer would ask me about, what's your hobby? And I would say, I love to help people. I don't know how to make that a hobby. It wasn't crafting. It wasn't anything that most people do. And so when introduced to the opportunity to help pay my health forward and help other people, I thought, sure, I love helping people. I'll do it. So it was great. I felt fulfilled. I felt happy. But we started bringing in a small paycheck, which actually turned into a bigger paycheck faster than I expected. And we used that to help pay off our student loans. And as we consistently paid down student loans and consistently helped more and more people, the word just started to spread. And it was fun. It was just the most fun thing that I've ever done in my whole life. And so shortly after coaching for about a year, and we're actually coming up on the year mark, December 4th, Spencer came home and told me the great news that he's going to be spending more time with us indefinitely. And he actually got laid off from a job that he had been working at for over 5 years. And because of the FDA and regulations where he was working, they had to make budget cuts. And unfortunately, he was one of those cuts. But instead of it being something that was really scary and disastrous, it actually worked out to be a really great thing. We were so excited, right?
It actually became a great opportunity finally for me to jump in 100% with Tiare to start health coaching, really paying it forward, because that's what we both have loved doing and have always wanted to do. So it was actually a blessing in disguise in all reality.
It's so true. So now, Spencer's been home with us full time for a year now. We've been coaching our clients. It's very part-time. It doesn't take a lot of our own time. And we get to spend the time that we have with our kids. We have 3 young children. And I can tell you this last year has been one of the most blessed and happy years that we've had in many, many years, because we are not stressed. We have a healthy mind. We have healthy bodies. Our kids are having a great time getting to know us. We're having so much fun getting to know them and really surrounding our lives around what matters most, and that's our family.
So really, for me, what it came down to is I could have gone back into the industry, but I've been headhunted for it. I was paid very well. I was very good at what I did. But ultimately, it came down to doing what I really wanted to do and using my strengths as a strength, and not being told what I could do and when I could take time off, and if I could or could not go see my child perform in an activity or something. Really, it's creating that life that we really wanted to create. And we're doing it now. And it's all because of the health coaching and taking the opportunity to pay it forward and help other people with their own health, and in turn, creating better health for us and our family, not just physically, but mentally and financially.
That's right. So we're able to contribute our time now to our family, but also to community organizations. We love to work with young people, and so that's really important to us. And we do feel happy and fulfilled. It's a great thing.
Very highly recommended.
Awesome, you guys. Thank you so much for sharing your stories. And, you guys are amazing. I hear stories just like the Walkers every day. I love to hear about people who are taking 100% responsibility in their life. And like they said, with healthy body, healthy mind, and healthy finances, all those things really affect us. And, you can't just concentrate on one area of your life. I find that they affect each other. If one thing's out of balance, other things are out of balance. So, anytime you start something new, maybe you're considering health coaching, or maybe you're just checking out Take Shape for Life, or you're just wanting to learn some new skills, being on this pre-certification teleconference today. But I think it's important to think about why. Some common reasons that, sorry, we're shuffling things here. Some common reasons that people have decided to become a health coach are, one, like us, they have a passion for health and wellness. Maybe you are a personal trainer or a doctor, or, there's lots of different reasons. People just already are into health and wellness. Or like Tiare and Spencer, maybe you're a client of this program and you've gotten healthy yourself. Or maybe you've gotten healthy without Take Shape for Life, and you just know how that feels, and you want to pay it forward to others and help other people to do the same thing. Or maybe you just really want to make a significant impact on society and the lives of friends and family, and just leave a legacy. Or you want to earn some extra income and help your family out that way. And it's a very noble profession. I see it kind of in the same line as any service-based industry that really can help someone change their life, like a doctor or, that sort of thing. I mean, we're not doctors. A certified health coach is not a doctor, but it's that same noble profession that you're really helping someone one-on-one. Or maybe you just want an opportunity that's very flexible, allows you to work from home.
Yeah, there's so many people that are looking for opportunities to work from home now. Working from home is a huge blessing. We get to be there when our kids get home from school. Our kids will really never, they experience it for a few years, but our kids are 13, 11, and 7, and they'll really never have to know a home without mom and dad again, because we're always there for them. But this time of year is special to us also. There are a lot of people who are looking for extra income during the holidays. There are a lot of people, quite frankly, and sad to say, that they lose jobs at this time of year. And one of the great blessings to us about health coaching is we don't have a boss. Well, I've got a boss. She's the best boss ever. But we get to give ourselves raises if we want raises, right? Who doesn't want a raise? those kinds of things. One of the greatest things is one of the great business keys, business building tips that we've got for you today. And that is, like Amber mentioned, is finding people's why. One of our mentors in this business has helped Dr. Anderson write some of the curriculum. We were at a conference recently, and he said this, and this is really profound to me personally. He said, the moment that it becomes about you, it's no longer about it. And the it for us is people. And if we make it about ourselves, then it's no longer about our client or their goals in life and stuff. So no matter what business you're in, make it about your clients. Make it about the people that you work with. If you have employees, make it about them. If you have customers or clients, make it about them. And the great Jim Rohn, he once said, the more people you help get what they want, or if you help enough people get what they want, then you'll get everything you want. That kind of karma, right?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about, karma.
It's about partnering with people and discovering what they want in their life and in their health. So let's apply this to health coaching, because a lot of you are already health coaches or considering it. So we really want people to discover that. What did they want in their health? And a lot of times when people come to us, they want weight loss, and that's what they think they want, at least. And what we really help them to see is, well, what really happens in your life if you did achieve that weight loss? What else does that affect? And, we don't want to use scare tactics like, you better get healthy, or, you're probably going to get diabetes or have a heart attack or
die.
Yeah, or die. So that's not what health coaching is about. It's not scare tactics. But we're not here to tell people what they should do, right? It's like people think we're the food police. Oh no, Amber's here. I'm eating a brownie. Don't look at me. But really, it's more about if you could organize your life around what matters most, what would that look like for you? What could you accomplish if you were 40 pounds down? What would you do if you had all of the energy in the whole world? What would be exciting to you about that? And, we want to help a person to focus on what they want rather than what they don't want. I don't want to be fat. I don't want to be tired. I don't want to be sick. Instead, flip that around and say, what would it feel like if you were healthy? How would it be if you had all this energy? What would you do with that? What would be fun?
Have you ever really focused on solving your problems? What happens? You get more problems, or it becomes, your whole life becomes about those problems you have.
You're in problem-solving mode.
Yeah.
It's like you can solve all the problems in the world. There's always going to be new ones.
And you can solve all your problems and still not have what you want. So we really work with our clients and our coaches to create what you want, and the problems just kind of take care of themselves. And guess what? Some of those problems, they may be around for a long time, but you don't worry about them because you're creating what you want in your life. So to wrap up the call, we just want to finish our story with this slide on the screen now. Before Take Shape for Life, we were tired, we were overworked, we were overstressed, we overate. We learned how to manage those things, as Spencer and Tiari and Wendy shared in their stories. And we call this wheel at the bottom the trilogy of optimal health: healthy body, healthy mind, healthy finances. And a lot of those areas of our lives were completely out of balance. And we're not perfect yet, and nor will we ever be perfect, right? But it's working towards the middle of that wheel to where it's really the sweet spot of life. Before we found Take Shape for Life, Amber and I had been married 10 years at that point, and we had never taken a vacation. And we've gotten to do great things because we can work from wherever we go in the world. Now, this summer we took our kids to Hawaii for 2 weeks. We worked, we talked to our clients while we were there. We mentored and talked and trained our coaches while we were there. And we just had a great time. But being in balance and really focusing on our health, because without your health, and we all know these people, without health, the quality of life is really, really low.
Yeah, and it's interesting because we actually were looking at some houses today and going around with a realtor friend of mine, and I was talking to her about how I used to deal with anxiety, and I was always stressed out. Do you ever feel like there was like 20 years of your life where you were stressed out? I think I felt like that since I was like 7 years old. And just always dealing with that, just can't handle anything. And she asked me, she said, well, what changed for you? You know, because you seem like you're much more easygoing. You seem like you can handle things in your life. And I said, it's Take Shape for Life. Like, honestly, when I became a coach, I was already at a healthy weight. So, you know, plus or minus 3 pounds or whatever, I weighed what I do now. So for me, I didn't need to lose weight. And the health program gave me other benefits, but for me, it was healthy mind that has really made a big difference through Take Shape for Life. I feel like that I don't get that anxiety. I can handle my stress. Does that mean there's no stress in my life? No, there's all kinds of things that come up for everybody. But it's just amazing to me how night and day that it is in my mind ever since that I started health coaching. And that's a big thing that we offer with Take Shape for Life, is learning that abundance mentality, learning how to handle stressors in your life. So that's just been the biggest blessing for us, not to mention the financial, that before we became coaches, I mean, we were broke, we're bankrupt, literally, and had gotten in with some business partners who stole money from us. I mean, and not just like, oh, someone stole $100. I mean, more like someone stole $100,000. And
identities.
And identities. I mean, the worst thing you can think of. And that was hard mentally too. I felt like money was such a heavy rock that we would carry around, you know. And if our kids came home with a paper from school that said that we had to pay $40, it was like, oh my gosh, how are we going to pay this $40? And how are we going to just manage?
And the flip side of that, now sometimes we get stressed. It's only for about 5 seconds, but now it's like we don't worry about money at all. And it's like, hey, maybe we should feel stressed about not balancing our checkbook or not stressing about money enough, right? So, but we want to thank you all for being on today's intro call. We're going to have 3 more of these. So next week, then we're going to take a week off for Thanksgiving and enjoy that week with your family and friends. Give thanks and make it all about the relationships and the things that matter most in life. And then we'll have two more sessions after Thanksgiving. But next time, next Thursday, same time, same place, look for the email. And we'll send out a fun assignment for health coaching. But until then, let's go out, talk about health, and help the people in your world and all over America get healthy.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for being on.